My name is Tony Zork and I'm an ERP consultant. I've been one for about 20 plus years. I'm also a certified public accountant. And one thing that you should understand if you're interested in running your business more efficiently in the future, or if you're interested in creating a more comprehensive dynamic IT infrastructure for your company, is how CRM has really eclipsed ERP as the company's central hub for all information, for all data. When running a business, it used to be the case that the ERP and accounting system were the center of the business and everything revolved around that. And what's changed is that CRM is now the center of the business and everything's revolving around that application. So let me tell you a little bit how this happened and what I've seen over the years. Information technology, especially in the business world, has not evolved at the same rate. With the passage of time, some platforms have become more advanced and important than others. This has been the case with customer relationship management, also known as CRM. CRM was only introduced in 1993, but has eclipsed ERP as the central hub of a company's information and data. ERP stands for Enterprise Resource Planning and often includes back office and mid office operations like accounting, resource planning, scheduling, those types of things. The power shift of CRM to ERP is a very common story you see in technology where the incumbent is blindsided by the up-and-comer. A lot of examples exist out there. Look at Netflix and Blockbuster. Blockbuster didn't see Netflix coming at all with streaming and mail order DVDs and was way too late to the game and was blindsided. Also, Uber's a great example of a ride-hailing app that has outseated traditional cab drivers and no one saw it coming. So ERP being blindsided by CRM, how exactly did this happen? What's the story there? And that's what I'm going to tell you in today's video. As with most disruptive technology stories, it comes to the same central thing, which is it's in the way the incumbent thinks. It's their paradigm that hasn't changed and why they get blindsided. So let's go into the background of ERP and how we got here. Most ERP is built on an old-fashioned mindset or paradigm. It's built with the idea that if I'm the software maker, I know how to best run your business and you should change your business to the way I built my software. So it runs the same way. I built in the best practices. That seems like a really different idea in today's computing world. So let's take a little bit of a journey down to see why is this the case. Well, we have to go all the way back to the 1970s actually, when computers were first rolled out. ERP and accounting applications were really the first uses of computer systems in the business world. There were very few computers that were being used in business. Every process in a business, from selling the product to recording the accounting, was done on paper and done by hand, done manually. All these processes were completely manual, but computers were first introduced to start streamlining pieces of the process, and accounting was one of the first areas it made sense to do this. So ERP makers were having great success just computerizing a couple pieces of the overall process, so they decided to keep going with it. And more computer technology was being introduced into business processes everywhere. The problem came into play that most people didn't know how to use computers at the time. It was a very foreign concept. So the ERP makers had to show people how to use the computers and write code to automate pieces of the business process all at the same time. So with this problem of not knowing how to use computers and not understanding really how the technology worked, it put the ERP makers in this position of having to show the customer everything, having to show them how to use the computers, having to show them how to run their business process. And that just really became the paradigm because that's what worked at the time. This way of thinking, I will show you how to use the computer, I will show you how to run your process, and it will be successful, is what gave that rigid mindset from the beginning around ERP applications, and has just never changed. So this led to ERP makers creating very rigid applications that competed with other very rigid applications. They just did it in a better way. Flexibility wasn't the mindset of the time, it was efficiency and showing you how. From the 1970s on through the 80s, through the 90s, things changed a lot in the computing industry. The rise of personal computers, the internet, and everything is in a much different place than it was back then. This adoption of computer technology in our personal lives has also bled over into the corporate world too. So in the early 1990s, sales teams saw the need to start computerizing their operations. And the difference here is that sales teams are not like accounting teams, or they're not like operations teams. Everyone's sales process is fairly unique. So to bring computing into the sales arena, it was a very different mindset that had to be adopted. It was much more of a mindset of, here's a tool set that will work and can be used any way that you need to, Mr. Customer. Not this kind of ERP mindset, which is, here's how you do it, we know how to do it, we're gonna tell you how to best do it. That never would fly with sales teams. Companies know how to sell their product best, not outside people. Also, at the same time, into the 1990s, people understood computers a lot more. They understood the basic navigation of it, user interfaces, APIs were starting to emerge, so the literacy of computer users was just way high up compared to where it was in the 1970s when it was a brand new foreign concept. So the central paradigm of CRM was really the opposite of ERP. The central paradigm of CRM is, here's a tool set, you know how to best run your business, we're gonna bend to your way, we're gonna make your unique way of running your business highly efficient, and it's gonna work for you. So for the most part, ERP systems did not evolve to this new paradigm. They stuck with what they know, which is, here's how the application works, and we've been doing this a long time, and you should change what you're doing to really match what we're doing. And there's a little bit of customization maybe involved, but that's overall that same central rigid paradigm. For the most part, an ERP system will give you that base of information that you need to work from, but you have to conform to their rigid rules. Unlike a CRM system giving you that same base of information, but now you have the flexibility to do whatever you want with it. CRM platforms like Salesforce.com give you a tool set to dictate how exactly your business should run and how you want to manage your IT infrastructure. Since 1995, the comparative flexibility of CRM over ERP has made companies move more data onto CRM and centralize around CRM than ERP, and this is where this eclipse started happening. With the flexibility of CRM, it's been very easy just to add an iterative process onto what you have. So this has been very organic growth that companies experience, whereas ERP packages are so incredibly rigid. To add that additional process is a lot of overhead. Developers have to get involved, system architects. With CRMs like Salesforce, it's just a couple clicks, no code even often, to move these processes. So that's been a mass migration of these processes in a very organic way. In the early 2000s and 2010, this decade, CRM systems became like a magnet for any business process and data that we're going to centralize on, and it just started pulling data from all these other rigid applications for that centralization. In 2008, companies like Accounting Seed started building accounting applications on CRM platforms. So now you can have a true ERP inside of a CRM system with all the flexibility that you need and all the back office functions that you need. So in essence, with Salesforce and Accounting Seed as bookends on a single platform, this allows you the best of both worlds, where you have CRM and ERP together in one environment, which you can customize completely to your business management needs across both the front office, the mid office, and the back office. And this is why our offering is game changing. The concept of CRM and ERP are blended together as one business management solution. It's not something you have to think of differently anymore. So this is why CRM is really the new ERP with Salesforce and Accounting Seed. The experience of a single platform that can completely be accommodated to your needs with flexibility is simply overtaking the marketplace. We're Accounting Seed. We're the leaders in accounting and technology. Please subscribe here to get videos. We got videos coming out every month, the blogs coming out every week. You can learn so much about improving your own IT operation or helping others do the same.